Number 5, lesson number 5. This is a very simple concept, don't complicate it. It is a question of how am I going to come up with my product or service, distribute it until it reaches my consumer. That whole process is called business modeling. Similar to business planning in substance, except that business planning is futuristic, trying to give projections about the future. Business modeling analyzes the past, what makes an existing business to stand. Each one of you, please, give me your eyes, eyeball to eyeball. And I want to give you an illustration. We pick a lesson right now. Are you ready? I'm holding an axe, and I want to cut down a tree. I sharpen my axe and I swing. I hit the tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get tired. I keep the axe down. Today is Tuesday. Tomorrow I sharpen my axe. Same tree, same spot. 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get tired. I forget about it. I relax. I repeat on Thursday. Same tree, same spot. I repeat on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Next week but one. The whole week. Speak to me, all of us, unanimously if you can. The tree will? I can't hear you. The tree will? Watch this. Some trees may take 2 years. Others 2 months or 2 weeks or 2 days or 2 hours. Surely as the day follows the night, the tree will fall. The average Kenyan tries this tree today, gets exhausted, leaves it. Tries this tree tomorrow, it's mahogany, leave it. Hardwood. So by January, they are doing nyama choma. By March, they're in salon. By June, they're trying a restaurant. And then they say business does not work. That's the primary mistake number 1. And I'll give you the mistake number 2. For me, I found my 5 long ago. Every day I read, every day I write, every day I follow thoughts, every day I do reflective thinking, and I ask myself critical questions. One more time. Every day I read, every day I write, every day I follow thoughts, I do critical thinking or reflective thinking, and then I ask myself questions. Before I spoke to you, I was alone at the lounge, reflecting over the message, asking myself critical questions that could be in your mind. I never make any presentation without going through that. Doc, do you do that on Sunday? Yes, because I stopped working. Do you do that during Christmas? Oh, yes, because I stopped working. Reading is no longer work for me. I felt thoughts every day. This is my oxygen. Some people tell me, Doc, but you know what? There is so much money in oil. I say, that's a good business. You're right. For me, every day I read. Every day I write. Every day I follow those. I ask myself critical questions, and I do reflective thinking. Sell your oil. Some people tell me, there is so much money in construction, and that's true. Every day I read. Every day I write. Every day I follow thoughts. I ask myself questions. I do reflective thinking. Am I dumb? My dumbness has taken me to every continent. I've talked to many entrepreneurs. I have too many stories I can't finish tonight, but let me give you one. I was speaking in Mombasa. It was hosted by KCB. There were a number of people, they introduced themselves. I singled out a guy who was selling tea. He was 66 then. And I said, this guy must be a multi-millionaire. A dear friend of mine by the name Jane Isiaho, the regional manager KCB, stood and said, Doc, how did you identify that guy? In the largest bank in Coast Province, where I sit, his account alone accounts to 30% of the deposit. He asked me, how did you know that? Simple. People here introduced 10 businesses. This guy said since he was 19 to the time he's 66, he has done one business, tea business. He started selling tea small scale using a pickup, a canter, a lorry, trucks, containers of ships. Every day. This is the only game I have mastered. What I'm doing tonight. And this is the only thing I'll do until the Lord comes for me. We have failed in the concept of mastery because we are copying what other people are doing. A guy told me during Q&A, Dr. Kinyanjui, I sell a restaurant. Mimi kwa restaurant yangu, kuna meza kubwa sana. I lift my neck like this. Naangalia ganani hapo wanaiba. Naangalia. Tunakuwaga na bibi yangu hapo. Wanapitia hapa na chukua stamp. Na sign naangalia. Mimi nafungua macho hivi. So how many restaurants can he have? Here's the deal. How many in this live audience have ever heard the name Kevin Ashley? Lift up your head, please. Anyone who has ever heard the name Kevin Ashley? One or two hands. But 100% of you know Nairobi Java House. But you don't even know the owner, and you don't need to know him. Why? Akagivi. The guy's office is in ABC Place. He has over 40 restaurants to date. He's not even a Kenyan. He came here when he was 22. But every day, restaurant, coffee restaurant. Every day, coffee restaurant. Every day, coffee restaurant. He has what I call a business system. I'm going to give you some 6 features of a business system. Number 1, owner absence. The ability to operate when you're not there. If you must be in the business for it to operate, hear me well, you don't have the business, you are the business. And when you fall sick, your business falls sick. Jim Rohn said, while products will make you money, our business system will make you a fortune. Number 2, a business system. Feature number 2, attracts talents. You get people who are brighter than you, more skilled than you, because they feel secure. There's a clear HR system, clear staffing system, clear procurement system. They know you can't wake up one morning in a certain emotion and tell them, toka, enda, odoka. Number 3, attracts resources. A business system attracts resources. One of the major reasons some of these businesses are succeeding phenomenally is because investors have seen the system and they're ready to invest right there. Number 4, a business system, scalability. You can scale it. If I can have Java Coffee House, Mama Ngina, or say the very first one, Adams Arcade, then I can open one at Koinange. I can open one at Mama Ngina Street. I can open another one at Arboretum. I can open another one in Kisumu, in Nakuru, in Nyali, Mombasa. Why? The system is scalable. If equity works in Upper Hill, it can work in Kigali, in Bujumbura, in Kampala, in Dar es Salaam. Why? It's a system. Number 5, a business system has a succession plan. There's a clear line between the owner and the business. The business has its own life. Number 6, a business system complies with statutory requirements. The average Kenyan entrepreneur has 3 sets of books. The actual books of accounts, he knows the actual profit. Set number 2, the one that goes to KRA, it records losses for 10 years. And that set, the one that goes to the bankers when they're looking for a loan, exaggerated profits. Without realizing, when you said those books of accounts to the bankers, you'll be unable to service the loan. Why did I tell you about a business system? Because it is the basis of business modeling. I'll quickly give you 10 examples of business models. It is up to you to choose the model that you'll use for your business. Model number 1, direct sales model. Direct sales model. A lot of producers, a lot of manufacturers sell either A, through the retails like supermarkets, or B, through distributors like breweries, like Coca-Cola. That's one model. And I've talked to these groups of people like Keroche, and I've seen distributors who are exceptionally successful. Sometimes you don't have to start another brewery because you're admiring Keroche or another Coca-Cola. You could be a super distributor. That's a model. Model number 2, commission model. In Kenya, commission is very common with insurance, but many nations, commission works for many organizations where you choose not to produce the product, but to sell it. So you don't take responsibility for the quality and standard. Your work is to sell the product. Number 3, franchise model. Franchise model. You buy into an existing business, and some of you need to go that direction. Then you pay them royalties, like KFC or McDonald's or Starbucks. Number 4, freemium model. Now, this is new. Let me spell for you. Might be tricky for many of you. F-R-E-E-M-I-U-M. Freemium model, from the word free. Very common in service industries. You give a service for free, and then you harvest the contacts. For example, a beauty shop may call people for manicure services for free, 100% free. They harvest the contacts, hoping that the contacts will eventually come and buy something like hair or any other product. Number 5, auction model. You present your products to the open market and you give the product to the competitive bidder. You subject them to competitive bids. Number 6, ads-on model. Let me spell for you. ADDS-ON. ADDS-ON. Ads-on model. A business model where you add additional features to your original promise. For example, I don't know how many of you can identify with this. You buy a house in a gated community, then the very same guys who sold to you a house, they come back to you and tell you, you need to be part of the management system because we are bringing in electricity, we are cleaning the compound, and they exaggerate the prices. You thought you bought your house, but then you have some 10,000 to continue paying them per month in the name of service. Do you identify with that? People are becoming that tricky. It's not in the original offering. They are additional features and they don't give you a choice. They are compulsory. Number 7, advertising model. Advertising model. Common with the media houses, where they don't charge the consumers, but the guys who advertise through them. Not just the mainstream, not just radios, newspapers, and TVs, but even social media does the same. You listen to my YouTube videos, and you see adverts there. You don't pay for that, but somebody pays for YouTube. And if you choose to go that direction, even if you're not going to launch into the mainstream media, then most likely you're going to use that model to recoup your investment and make your profits. Number 8, bait and hook model. Bait and hook model. Mobile phone companies, especially in Europe, gave people mobile phone headsets, and then they made money through usage. So the bait was the headset, the hook was the usage. Number 9, pay on usage model. Pay on usage model. Mobile phone companies in Africa use this model whereby you pay through the quote-unquote minutes consumed, credit consumed. Number 10 and the last one, subscription model, where the investor decides to put up an infrastructure like for power or water, and then you continue, they tie you with a long-term contract. I know a friend of mine who is in Sense on Online Club who've done that. He's put up a water system where he lives, and over 50 families are getting water from his borehole. So they're paying him consistently. But unfortunately for many of us here, we think it's only Nairobi Water that can do that. And these are options we need to think through. Not every one of us doing restaurants in Kenya, seriously. Every one of us doing a boutique, seriously. Are you with me? Lesson number 6. Products differentiation.